Well, hello, Tim. This is Terry Shreve down in Phoenix. Wanted to, at John's request, send you this little instructional video on how to set up this pre-qualifying spreadsheet, if you will. It has two parts. The first part is going to have to do with the client himself and his income sources, and then we'll move on to the property. And by using this mechanism, Tim, we can save everybody a lot of time, including yourself and John and I, in making sure that we have the client set up in the house that he can afford, and get a lot of the preliminaries out of the way right up front, so that we don't waste a lot of time and disappoint people or make representations to people that they're not, because we're not going to be able to approve it. So take that again, this is a tool which could be very useful for all of us. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to walk you through this. These two charts, if you will, are transposed. We're going to do this one first, which has to do with the client primarily and determining his affordability, and then we're going to move to the graph, which is specific to the property. So the first thing is that, as you can see at the top here, we can look at the acceptability amount, which is pretty well set. This is what any bank would do, and that is we're using 40% as the criteria of his income. This is before tax. This is the gross monthly income. So we're looking at let's just say the 10,000. Now all these that are in green, you can then impose and put in your own number, and it will change everything else based on what it is. So basically what this represents is, if it says W-2 information for he and his wife, if they both work, or if it's a 1099, whatever it might be, the monthly income source is put right there as the gross monthly income. We then look at the revolving accounts, other credit situations he's got. You usually get that in any credit form. And that is, what is his, let's say, auto payments, what are any credit cards, any other revolving accounts that are established that need to be included. So as you can see, we have several different lines. We can expand this and make more lines, but right now we have these, about six different lines there. So in this case, in this example, we're using a $300 per month auto payment, credit cards, several of them maybe. The minimum amounts are $200 a month, and then another revolving account of $100. Maybe as student loans, you put those in as well. Again, they're on green, so you can change and manipulate these however you want. But you see what happens here is you add these up to the $600 a month. We then subtract that from his. Now we're taking the 40% of the 10,000. So 40% of that's going to be obviously 4,000. You take the 600 off of that, you end up with 3,400 available for the house. So then you drop down, and you can take now, if it has a specific property that you've already identified, you can then take the escrow parts, if you will, the property tax, the annual insurance, estimated insurance payment, the home warranty, which is pretty standard, around $400, any HOA, and then a servicing charge. Add those together. In this case, we have a $370 amount, and so you get a net coming out the bottom of $3,029.17 per month available. Now what we do is now we're going to back into what his affordability is on the gross price of the house, of the acquisition price. And we're going to use this base 11% multiplier. Reason we do that is we basically know what the price is going to be based on our acquisition 11%. As I said, we're going to use that as the criteria. So backing into that number, you end up with the $330,000 and 300. Well, let's just call it $330,000. So you know you're backing into where it can be affordable. Now, if you go up and you just change this number, let's just change it to see how this comes out. Let's just say it's $8,000 a month, And if you click that on there, and then look what happens. All of a sudden now, instead of 8,000, he's instead of 330, he's down to 243. So it's all going to be dependent on what he makes up there, and if everything else being equal, that will determine. So you can play with these numbers. I'm going to take it back up to 10,000 a month. But as you can see, that's how you can determine on where he should be. Now we're going to flip over to the graph side. I'm going to take that same now 330 as our acquisition at the top of this. Let's put in there that it's the option fee is going to be a standard 6%, which is what we like to always get up front. So the option fee comes out to the $19,800. Let's put a market trend in there, and again, you can manipulate these to whatever you want. These are all available for you to input. Let's put an 11% in there. I realize that's high now for the Denver market, but if you put this at 6 or whatever, you can put it whatever you want in the specific area you feel confident, or you have comps in that you can feel that's where the prices are, or how they're going up. So then you come up with a base, which is the 3,025. Again, that's what we figured out in the previous page. Now you're going to add the taxes, the insurance, the home warranty, etc. So you have this $33.95 monthly payment estimate. We're now looking at it's going to be a 24-month program, and again, you have the ability to manipulate this, slide this slider up and down to give you. If it's 30 months or 36 months or 12 months, we will obviously want most of them to be 12 or 24. We can see where the projected home price for that, the market price would be the 402,000. That's going over here and looking at what the growth, if an 11% market, where it would be. At the 24-month period area, the 369 is what the option contract would spell out that he would pay for that house after the 2-year period. So what we've got down here now is today's price is the 330. His purchase price is going to be 369 after 2 years. His equity gain through the appreciation in that particular market at 11% is going to be a gain of $33,578. If you subtract off his option fee up front, $19,800, you end up with a positive $13,777. This is the easiest way, by the way, to actually sell this program to somebody. If you're in a place, now I realize if you're in a place where the growth isn't 11%, it's 5 or 6, it's going to be a tougher sell because you may end up with a negative number. However, you got to reinforce that he is living in the house he wants to live in, and he's maybe having to pay a little premium in order to get into the house now instead of 2 years from now. So that really hopefully gives you a better idea of how this thing can work for you as a tool. We'll continue to refine it and embellish it and make it easier and easier, but you can share this with some of your other agents. They can use this. This is strictly for them to use, but then they can use and do screen grabs and whatever to pull this in to sit down with the customer and go through it with them. Hopefully that helps. Have a great day, have a great weekend, Tim, and we'll talk to you soon.